Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Didn't quite make the 60s today, but they're lurking just to our south. Find out how many days they'll be back this week.
Hi, this is Bernie Smilovitz in Lakeland. Tigers in spring training and missing owner Mike Ilitch very much. You'll hear from them coming up.
A group of African-American women allege racial discrimination at Bluefin Sushi and Grosse Pointe Farms. Tonight, we're learning more about the general manager who asked them to leave.
Okay, Priya, but we begin with breaking news as shots are fired right in front of a Greyhound bus station in downtown Detroit. Thanks for being with us for the news at 5. Luckily, none of those shots hit anyone at what's normally a very busy downtown spot.
Exactly. We're now learning an argument had been brewing for a long time before it happened. Coco McAvoy is live at the bus station. Coco?
Devin and Kimberly, police spent a couple of hours out here trying to put together the pieces, collecting evidence, and speaking with witnesses. And those witnesses told police that this was apparently a shootout between 3 vehicles, and it all started on one of the buses.
I didn't come home for this.
Anthony Totten came to Detroit for a funeral, but on the Greyhound, he says 2 guys started going at it.
I woke up, and the other guy was all around his private space. You know, he asked him nice to get out of his private space, you know, and the guy evidently didn't take heed of what he said. Then he got real angry.
And it quickly escalated.
And one says to the other one, just wait till we get there. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to you. And the other guy said, well, I got a crew too. I'm calling mine. So they both made phone calls.
Once the bus arrived, it was chaos, according to another witness, Eddie.
That's when the shooting started. Pow, 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 pow. They shot the car up.
So all of them took cover.
So I was steady ducking because them bullets don't have a name on them, and I didn't want to catch one of them.
Though Totten is relieved no one was injured, he says it never should have happened in the first place.
It was senseless. It was senseless. I said to myself, what a way to come home.
And when police arrived on scene, they were not able to find any victims, and they also say that all 3 vehicles drove away in different directions. Reporting live this afternoon, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4, back to you.
Wow. Well, Coco, do they have descriptions of those vehicles?
Yes, they do. They sent out a list, and those vehicles are a black newer model Audi, a black Yukon, and a blue Chrysler 300, and they are looking for those vehicles.
Those bullets don't have names on them, as wise as it gets. All right, Coco. Kim?
Well, tonight, the owner of Bluefin Sushi and Grosse Pointe Farms is responding to claims of racism. That comes after 3 African-American patrons say they were asked to leave the restaurant to make room for other customers, even though there were several other tables available. Priya Mann has been investigating the story since it broke last night. Priya, what have you learned about the general manager involved here?
Well, Kimberly, she's 23 years old. She's only worked at Bluefin Sushi for about 3 months. Before that, she was a server in Northville for years. She's also the owner's niece, and he is apologizing tonight.
I apologize that anybody would have that experience here, and that's not what I ever want to see happen again.
The owner of Bluefin Sushi and Grosse Pointe Farms wants to meet the women who say they were racially targeted by a general manager at the restaurant Saturday night.
And I would like the opportunity to talk to them and hear their experience and learn from it and see how we can make the changes to make sure that doesn't happen again.
The women say they were told to leave their seats at the bar and move to the waiting area. A Facebook Live video recorded shortly after the alleged incident has since been shared thousands of times.
You chose the only black people in the establishment and asked them to get up. You were out of order.
You know, we appreciate the feedback, the good and the bad, you know, but it's more good.
The owner says if there's a wait, the policy on the menu states customers can be asked to leave after an hour and 45 minutes. He says there was a 35-minute wait at the time, but how the policy was implemented is under review.
And staff is always a challenge to make sure that they do and say the right things. I don't know how this situation was handled.
The women had been at Bluefin Sushi for about 2 hours when they say they were approached, but say there were empty tables and no one else was asked to leave.
I still have the feeling that there was no mistake, that she knew exactly what she was doing, and that's why there was no apology that ever occurred after the incident.
And since Tanisha's Facebook video went viral, Bluefin Sushi has since pulled their Facebook page, and a quick review on Yelp shows a lot of negative comments. These Grosse Pointe Park women say they have been overwhelmed with the support. Grosse Pointe Farms police are investigating. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
So Priya, I know the women, they filed a police report. We heard the owner there apologize. Is that going to be enough?
No, these women say they will not be back at Bluefin Sushi. They also want this general manager charged with assault. When Tanisha was recording the video, she says that the woman lunged, trying to grab her business card back and tried to grab the woman's phone. They also want that woman charged with racial discrimination.
Okay, we know you'll keep us posted, Priya. Thank you.
Well, we are in the middle of an amazing stretch of February weather. What a weekend.
The weekend was fabulous. We'll never complain about sun and these temperatures in the middle of February, Ben.
Can you believe it? I mean, we came within this close of hitting 70 over the weekend. We've taken a little bit of a step back today. This is not our high temperatures, current number of 50. We've been into the mid 50s so far today. But you can see just down here to the south, 64 in Indy. Columbus is at 63. It's almost 70 degrees right now in Chicago. This warm air is going to start bubbling back into southern Michigan tomorrow. So we will be back into the 60s. In fact, 3 of the 5 days this work week, we're looking at high temperatures of 60 or above. And we could crack another record before the week is done. Evening temperatures falling through the 40s. This is probably going to be our low for the night, right around 39 at midnight. We'll start rising from there, and we'll talk about a very un-February-like finish to the week coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
Okay, Ben. An arrest has been made in connection with a deadly shooting of a father on Detroit's east side.
This is 23-year-old Daquan Kemp. He's been arrested and charged with first-degree murder and a felony firearms charge. Kemp is accused of killing Emmett Connor Friday on Runyon Street. Connor, as we reported, father of 5 children. At this point, it is still unclear why Connor was killed, but police say the investigation goes on.
3 Metro Detroit Papa Vino's restaurant locations have been shut down.
Locations in Troy, Northville, and Pontiac, all closed. The reason? Still unknown right now. We'll update you on any new developments as they are made available, but right now, all 3 of those restaurants shut down. Michigan drivers can look forward to paying a little less at the pump as gas prices interstate have fallen by about 5 cents a gallon over the past week. Current average price for regular unleaded in Detroit right now $2.24, 54 cents more than this time last year. Remember $1.70? Lowest average price for unleaded about $2.20 in Michigan. That's in the Benton Harbor area. Oh, sweet music for Tigers fans. Doesn't that sound good?
Sounds great.
Crack of the bat in Lakeland as the team starts getting tuned up for the season ahead. We're 4 days away right now from the team's first spring training game, and that's against the Orioles.
Bernie is live down in Lakeland tonight. Bernie, I know it's early, but how are the guys looking?
Fantastic. As I say every year, they're going to win the World Series. But of course, nobody ever remembers what I say in February when October comes around. But they went through another day of workouts here in Lakeland, and the weather is spectacular. We've got highlights of the Tigers. They have the entire squad in camp right now, full day workout. But there is an obvious hole here, and you noticed it right away. The death of owner Mike Ilitch is still fresh on everyone's mind, and Mike Ilitch is definitely missed by the players.
I'm blessed enough to know him for a couple of years, but I had some very meaningful conversations with him, and you know, his passion for the game. There's nothing that more than he wanted was a championship.
Mr. I was an owner that, you know, he did everything he could financially and emotionally to get this team to win a championship.
Everyone realizes that, and everyone would love nothing more than to win a championship in honor of him.
We all feel like we have to get something done for him, especially and for the Ilitch family. You know, they have done too much for us.
All right, so that's the feeling, and that was the feeling from the Detroit Tigers throughout the clubhouse, and also from the Detroit Red Wings. So that is an owner that is going to be missed. He provided his players with every opportunity to win and to win championships, and I think a lot of the guys in here feel badly that they didn't do it for Mike Ilitch. Kimberly, Devin, back to you.
That's probably true, Bern. This team, as you've been talking about for a couple weeks now, ends up finding themselves largely intact. No big changes in the offseason. What's that doing, you suppose, to the team as a group?
Well, I think they're happy. They say that they have bonded together and that they're one solid family, one solid group. They've just got to take it from the practice field to the baseball diamond and make it happen, or off the field to on the field. But the big thing they're hoping for is health. They feel that if they had been healthy last year, they would have made the playoffs. We'll wait and see. It's a long, long season. As you well know, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, Bernie, we appreciate it with a very tough assignment today down there in Lakeland.
Yeah, he's got to hustle off to it. You got a tea time right about now, don't you? Move along. All right. More from Bernie coming up later on. Here's Dr. Frank McGeorge with a new warning for people who wear contact lenses.
Are your contact lenses putting you at risk for a sight-robbing infection? I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Tonight in Good Health, which lenses carry the most risk and the symptoms that could signal a problem?
All right, Doc, and a family torn apart. New tonight, a mother shares her heartbreak after her twin sons are shot. Why this day makes the crime so hard for her to handle.
All right, but first, President Trump makes his pick for National Security Advisor as protests pop up in dozens of cities. That's next.
New at 6.
A camera rolls as a man is shot outside a Detroit party store. He says he has no idea why, but new at 6, you'll hear what he decided not to do after taking a bullet.
Plus, a popular restaurant in Novi is shutting its doors for good. New at 6, the tragic reason Kim's Garden is being sold off piece by piece.
On this day, we honor presidents past. The current president was hard at work. Short time ago, President Trump named General H.R. McMaster the new National Security Advisor. He will fill the spot that was left open by Michael Flynn. As that was going on, there were some protests popping up in cities across the country for what some have named Not My President's Day. A lot to get to tonight. Chris Ballone following it from Washington. Chris?
Good evening, Devin. As President Trump begins his second month in office, he has announced his pick to replace Michael Flynn as National Security Advisor. This happening as people across the country rally against the president's policies. After a weekend at the Winter White House, President Donald Trump announced his new pick for National Security Advisor, General H.R. McMaster.
He is highly respected by everybody in the military.
McMaster won the job over 3 other candidates and replaces Michael Flynn, who was forced to resign for lying to Vice President Mike Pence about his contact with the Russian ambassador to the U.S. Addressing the controversy for the first time since Flynn resigned, Pence backed up the president.
I was disappointed to learn that the facts that had been conveyed to me by General Flynn were inaccurate.
As Trump was introducing McMaster in cities across the U.S. President's Day rallies, with thousands of Americans denouncing the policies of their current president. Also in Brussels, the vice president looked to clarify the administration's support for allies. After Trump labeled some news organizations as enemies of the American people over the weekend, the vice president said criticism of the media will continue.
Both the president and I strongly support a free and independent press, but you can anticipate that the president and all of us will continue to call out the media when they play fast and loose with the facts.
You look at what's happening last night in Sweden.
But it was Trump who raised eyebrows during a campaign-style rally Saturday when talking about Sweden.
The Swedes and others around the world were completely befuddled by what the president was talking about.
Trump clarified on Twitter that he was referring to immigration in Sweden from a story he saw on television, but it emphasized the divide between how he and his opponents see the world. The president has promised a new executive order on immigration ever since his first one was blocked by a federal court a couple of weeks ago. That could happen any day now. In Washington, Chris Pallone, Local 4.
All right, Chris, in other political headlines, Vitaly Churkin, the tough-talking Russian ambassador to the United Nations, dies suddenly.
Russia's foreign ministry says he died today in New York. A law enforcement official says Churkin was hospitalized earlier in the day for cardiac arrest. Churkin had served as Russia's ambassador to the UN since the year 2006. He died just one day before his 65th birthday.
Well, what a stretch of days we've had.
Yeah.
If I may just put one shot of worry in there. 3 years ago, we had weather like this, and remember, we ended up with no cherries and no apples because everything bloomed so early.
Mother Nature's fooled. Yeah. It's like.
So I'm a little.
Come on, Debbie Downer, what are you doing?
I loved it. It was great.
It's true, though.
But Corey and I were out walking yesterday, and there's buds on trees popping up, and it's a little worrisome.
You have to worry about that.
That's true. You know what? We are going to go back to average at the end of the forecast. but you don't know what
in other words,
7 days of 60-degree temperatures is going to do.
So just enjoy it while it lasts, pretty much.
There you go. That's the that's a takeaway.
I'm going to try and take Kim's advice.
But with these warmer temperatures, we've got another little headache to talk about. By the end of the forecast, I wanted to show you the European model for Friday evening. This is a classic warm sector, and you've probably heard that we're expecting thunderstorms on Friday. And some of those could be strong, potentially even severe, especially the further south you get across northern parts of Indiana and Ohio. That may bubble up into the southern end of Michigan as well. It looks like it's going to be a line of thunderstorms. It's going to come through in the evening hours ahead of this cold front. Again, there's still a lot of question as the placement of this low, but it is something that we're going to be watching as we head towards the end of the week. 50 degrees is where we're at now, not quite the 60s that we saw over the weekend, but this is still more typical of early April than it is late February. East winds at 10 miles an hour, pressures on the high side of 30-23. And after a little pause to those 60s, we're going to go back to that tomorrow. There is a lot of rain out to our west, but you can see the direction on this. It's generally moving south to north, and everything on the southern end of that is starting to become a little bit more light. As it gets closer to us, we anticipate tomorrow that there will be some showers around. The better chance, though, is going to be in our north zone. And it looks like it's probably only going to be for a few hours here towards the midday hours, late morning, early afternoon. Once the cold front passes, that'll end the rain showers. But that cold front in name only. Temperatures tomorrow actually going to be warmer than what we saw today. And we could be setting another record by the time we get into Wednesday, looking for temperatures in the mid-60s for midweek. Tonight, though, 39. That's going to be a midnight low temperature. We're going to wake up to temperatures in the mid-40s tomorrow morning and be on our way to 60 again in the afternoon. A couple of those showers around, mainly north of the city. Let's look at high temperatures tomorrow, which are going to be sort of varied. We'll start in the metro zone where I do think we'll hit 60 degrees and maybe even slightly above there downriver. Highest temperatures will be in our south zone, mid-60s down here towards the state line tomorrow afternoon. Lambertville, Blissfield, both at 64 degrees tomorrow. Couple 50s in the north side of our west zone where those showers are going to be a little bit more prevalent, and slightly warmer temperatures down here towards Ann Arbor where we're going to get into the low 60s. And north zone temperatures pretty much all in the 50s tomorrow. Mid to upper 50s for high temperatures, again with a lot more clouds and better chances of showers than the rest of the area. Look at how long we hold on to those 60s all the way through Thursday. Friday, we got to watch out for those thunderstorms late in the evening. And then on Saturday, well, that's when February shows up for at least the last few days of the month. 40-degree temperatures there in the afternoon, and those numbers actually falling Saturday. So we're going to see that number early and spend most of the day in the 30s.
Yeah. Crazy streak. Now, I thought European model was like Heidi Klum. What was going on there?
What in the world?
What was that?
I had to put black bars on that one. I wanted to stay away.
We're getting in trouble.
All right. Thank you, Ben. Well, Jamie Edmonds is following a very cool story for us tonight. Jamie?
We've just arrived at the Joe to catch some hockey action, but the wings are off, you say. Well, these are some very special kids. They get to play a very special game. Let's go.
All right, Jamie, but first, why Michigan State University has decided to ban whiteboards, of all things. That's next.
New information on the mysterious disappearance of Danielle Stislicki.
We're moving in the right direction.
Sources confirming certain items confiscated that could be linked to the missing Farmington Hills woman.
We also visit Danielle's hometown, talking to those who knew her well.
My best childhood memories are with her, you know.
What happened to Danielle? The Defenders tomorrow at 5.
Well, it may sound like an unusual item to ban, but Michigan State University says whiteboards will no longer be allowed in its dorm rooms because of bullying.
And students often use the boards to write friendly messages and inspirational quotes, but Michigan State officials say the boards have become a tool for anonymous bullying. In a Facebook post, the NAACP's Lansing chapter says a racial slur was recently left on one student's board. The ban will go into effect in the fall. A Lincoln Park man is now jailed and awaiting charges after police say he shot his roommate.
Take a look at the scene on Moran Avenue near Fort Street early today after a man ran from his home to a nearby gas station for help. When police arrived, the 34-year-old told them his roommate shot him in the hand. Police then went to the victim's house where the 36-year-old roommate quickly surrendered. Police are still working to find out what led to the shooting. Today, the Detroit Police Department and the Detroit Medical Center kicked off their second annual 60-day Fit Challenge.
Hundreds of DPD officers and staff participated in the Health and Wellness Challenge last year, designed to improve the physical fitness of Detroit's finest. Chief Craig talked about the importance of the new initiative and how being fit helped him as a young cop.
I held on to certainly my willingness to stay fit, to look good in the uniform, and also to stay mentally and physically sound. So when I had an opportunity to become a police chief, I carried it on.
All right, well, many officers improved their overall health and well-being, including achieving significant weight loss last year during the challenge, and similar results are expected this year as well.
New at 5:30.
The state will end water credits for residents in Flint. The mayor of Flint says, but we talked about going through June. The agreement was through March, and now it's ending in February. What's going on?
And so you tell us one thing, and we all heard it in the meeting, and then you say, oh, the mayor knew. No, we knew what you said in the meeting.
Mayor Weaver says there's a real issue of trust here.
Are your contact lenses putting you at risk for a sight-robbing infection? I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Coming up, which lenses carry the most risk and the symptoms that could signal a problem?
A heartbroken mother is planning a funeral for one son while the other remains in intensive care. Tonight, the family tells us what they think led up to the double shooting on the east side.
You know the best part of live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
A family torn apart. A heartbroken mother shares her story tonight after her twin sons are shot and one of them doesn't survive. The other brother remains in critical condition right now.
Shooting happened on Friday night on Whittier near Roxbury. Family says a man just walked up and started shooting. Priya Mann talked with their mother, and Priya, today is especially hard for her.
Well, today is their birthday. LaRon would have turned 28, his twin brother fighting for his life in the hospital. And we spoke to their mother, and she says over the years, she's known women who've lost children, and she would tell them that she understood. She says now she realizes she had no idea the pain of losing a child.
I lost my baby, and I know how they felt. It's a devastating feeling. It's unbearable.
Twin brothers LaRon and LaShawn Walden were ambushed Friday night. The brothers were parked in separate cars outside Whittier Market on the east side when a gunman approached.
Why would they want to hurt him like that? You know, to shoot him so many times like that. It's just, you got to have so much hate in you.
LaRon never had a chance. He was killed sitting in his car. LaShawn tried to fight back and ran away.
Then he tried to shoot him in the head and a gun jabbed. Then he tried to shoot him again in the head. He threw his hand up and the gun jammed again. Then he kicked him and he ran.
The family says there was an ongoing feud between the brothers and another man since the start of the new year and feel the twins were targeted because of it.
He don't want to be on no t-shirt. He don't want to hear nobody saying rest in peace to him. This ain't what he wanted. And me being his child's mother, I stated to him all the time, get out the streets.
LaRon leaves behind a 4-year-old daughter. Lauren's mother says she can't bring herself to tell the child her father is gone.
She don't understand. She don't know. I got her a bear with his voice inside of it. And you ask her where he at, she say he right there.
They are just heartbroken, and the family says over the weekend their godson was also shot in connection with this ongoing feud. They're hopeful someone comes forward, but say they're confident Detroit police will find the person responsible. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Well, Priya, are police saying anything about it?
Yeah, I spoke with Detroit police a short time ago. They say they're following up on some very credible leads. They've also had a lot of tips coming in from the public, but they need those tips to keep coming in. Yeah. Again, they've had some credible leads in this case.
Let's hope so. All right, Priya. Karen?
The battle over water bills in Flint is getting heated tonight. Flint's mayor says her city's residents shouldn't be forced to pay for water they can't drink. But in Lansing, Governor Snyder says the water now meets federal safety standards, meaning it's time to start paying up. Steve Garagiola is live at a water pickup point in Flint this evening, and it is still a busy spot there day after day.
Yeah, Kim, it's been busy again today because Flint residents still need bottled water. Really tonight, I think there are two issues at work. Number one, The mayor says that she believes the state has backed away from an agreement over just how long the state would offer credits on water bills for Flint residents. And number two, she challenges the assessment that Flint's water is now acceptable. She says it brings up a pretty important question.
What is going to be our definition of good water? And we were told tap drinkable without the filter.
According to the governor's office, Flint water now meets the minimum federal safety standard for lead and copper. So the state will end water credits for Flint residents at the end of this month. Mayor Karen Weaver says the state is backing out of a commitment everyone agreed on.
And so you tell us one thing, and we all heard it in the meeting, and then you say, oh, the mayor knew. No, we knew what you said in the meeting, and that was March 31st, that we had these, not only the money for the credits, but for the GLEWA payment.
The state says Flint is now like any other city in Michigan, with its water meeting this federal testing standard. The mayor disagrees, saying in other cities, residents can actually drink their water, not in Flint.
At least other communities have been made aware that you know what, you might want to use a filter. We weren't made aware of that until a year and a half later. And that makes us unlike other communities. We want to be able to have water that we can turn on our tap and drink without filters. Filters should be an option, but right now they're a necessity.
Well, and that seems like a fair question and a fair standard to have. The residents here, some of whom I talked to today, said there's a real issue of trust. They're told your water is acceptable, but don't drink it. Karen, back to you.
So frustrating for the people who live there. Steve, what does this mean for the residents with regard to how much they pay for water?
Yeah, well, the bottom line is that the credits end February 28th. So starting on March 1st, residents will be required to pay full price for their water, even though they're told in many or most cases it's not safe to drink. So they're not too happy about this. And we're going to talk to some of those residents at 6 o'clock.
Understandably. We'll see you at 6. A string of severe weather wreaking havoc across the country.
Sure is. Storms and tornadoes in Texas, torrential rain, snow, and more flooding in Northern California. We bring in Ben for a closer look at, while we're enjoying sort of perfection, what's going on elsewhere.
That's true. Usually the roughest stuff this time of year is in the south, but we are still talking about California. Northern parts of that state been getting soaked for weeks, and it is not letting up. Homes reduced to rubble, downed trees, power lines, torrential rain and flooding. The aftermath of severe weather hammering parts of the country. Overnight, tornadoes left a trail of destruction in San Antonio. As powerful storms toppled trees and damaged buildings in Austin, miraculously only minor injuries. With cleanup underway, over in California, officials are keeping a close eye on the Oroville Dam, which is north of Sacramento. With up to 10 inches of more rain expected, many of the 200,000 evacuees from the last storm are preparing for what's to come. Incessant rain threatening a reservoir, causing rivers to rise and roads to flood.
From the air, it's incredible to see how big this flood is.
Meantime, Los Angeles is drying out from the deadly storms over the weekend. The rain weakening roads, sinkholes swallowing cars, freeways collapsing.
Hopefully this will be the last real big one, but you never know.
And now with Northern California facing the biggest threats of flooding and mudslides, the mountains could see blizzard conditions with up to 5 feet of snow. And guys, everybody knows California was under a severe drought prior to all of this. They just didn't need it this fast.
No doubt at all. Not done.
9 people had to be taken to the hospital after a fire erupted inside a hotel over in Los Angeles.
Fire reported Sunday around 9 p.m. local time. A number of guests and workers were inside the 4-story hotel as smoke started to fill the hallways. One floor was, quote, fully charred from smoke, according to one firefighter. 9 people had to be treated for smoke inhalation. Fire's cause, though, is still under investigation. An Alabama family has been devastated by the deaths of a father and son.
The two were killed Saturday when their pickup trucks crashed head-on. It was shortly after 4 a.m. when 50-year-old Jeffrey Brasher's Ford pickup collided with the Chevy pickup driven by 22-year-old Austin Brasher. Neither driver was wearing a seatbelt. Police in Bankston, Alabama, west of Birmingham, are still investigating but say alcohol may have been a factor.
Now to good health. Are your contact lenses raising your risk of suffering a serious eye infection?
Experts warn the lenses you choose and the way you care for them can have a huge impact on your vision. Our Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with a closer look.
More than 40 million of us wear them, but a lot of contact lens users have no idea they're putting themselves at risk for sight-robbing fungal infections. Window shopping was nearly impossible for Lisa Stone not long ago.
It was a stabbing, debilitating pain. I literally was just in my house in a dark room, just in agony, truly in agony.
A rare fungus had grown in her eye.
The fungus can actually penetrate into the cornea and also into the eye itself. And if it's not treated appropriately, then you could lose your vision or even lose the eye.
Lisa wore extended wear soft contacts for 30 years. Eye specialist Dr. Knopf says those are the main culprits. Another risk factor, exposure to animals, plants, or water.
We also had a boarding stable, kind of determined that possibly, I could have picked up something, there. But just dealing with the horses and all.
The CDC says nearly 1 in 5 contact lens-related eye infections damage the eye. Symptoms include blurry vision, eye redness or pain, tearing or discharge, increased sensitivity to light, and a sensation of having something in the eye. Dr. Knopf urges patients to stick to hard contact lenses or soft, daily disposable lenses. And don't wear your contacts if you're going to be around plants or animals for a long time.
It's a very serious infection. In many cases, even if it's treated appropriately, there's a need for corneal transplantation on an urgent basis to save someone's eyesight.
Lisa needed a corneal transplant. Later, she also had LASIK, so her days of wearing contacts are over. But knowing what she knows now...
Just do the daily wear and take them out at night and give your eyes a break also, But hindsight's 20/20, so...
Reusing or topping off contact lens solutions, sleeping in your lenses, and showering or swimming in lenses can also raise the risk of a fungal infection. Now, if you experience any of the symptoms, see your eye doctor right away. Back to you.
All right, Doc. Well, Bernie is live. He's the lucky one, live in Lakeland as the Tigers kick off spring training. Hey, Bernie.
Hey, Devin. JD Martinez is going to talk about the end of last season, how disappointed this team was. Come on back for that.
How cool is this? Those are high school players getting to play a game right here at the Joe.
We're like people that you look up to it from a little kid, and finally you get to play in like the same place as them. It's just like, it's a dream come true.
How this became a home game for Berkeley High School.
But first, 2 brothers make a daring escape from a Louisiana jail. How they managed to break free without anyone noticing. Next.
Jeopardy! New at 6.
How bad will it be? They're gearing up for a big construction project on a busy stretch of Macomb County Road. We'll have what drivers should expect.
Also, kids aren't eating as healthy as they used to, but are parents in denial about that? At 6, new numbers reveal how many moms and dads think they're doing a good job in that area.
The search is on in Louisiana for 2 brothers who escaped from jail. Local police say 20-year-old Deshaun Woolridge and 23-year-old Christopher Woolridge broke out yesterday afternoon. Surveillance video shows the 2 men ditching their jail uniforms and running off-site, although it's unclear exactly how they escaped. Both men were in jail on charges of attempted murder. At least 6 different police agencies are currently involved in the search tonight.
Back in October, we told you the Berkeley Ice Arena was closing for good because the repairs that it needed just became too expensive. Well, since then, the Berkeley High School team has been bouncing around different rinks for their home games. Well, today, they got to play one of those home games on a rather sacred sheet of ice. Jamie Edmonds live at Joe Louis Arena tonight. You can't beat a game at the Joe, Jamie.
Devin, you really cannot, and there won't be many games left here in this old barn. Today, a very special experience for the Berkeley Bears JV and varsity teams. It's the same ice, same benches, same Zamboni driver as the pros. What a cool experience for these high school hockey players from Berkeley to play at the Joe.
We're like people that you look up to it from a little kid, and finally you get to play in like the same place as them. It's just like, it's a dream come true.
It's a great experience. I really want to thank the Red Wings organization for letting us have this opportunity. Not a lot of guys get a chance to do it, so we're really excited.
It's a unique opportunity made possible because the Berkeley Ice Arena's pipes broke in the fall, closing the rink, sending coaches and parents scrambling for ice time for practice and games.
From Hazel Park to Cranbrook, Oak Park, Troy, just wherever they would give us ice.
Then an idea.
When I reached out to the Detroit Red Wings organization to see if they provided support, they immediately were interested in helping us at least host a home game today, and we were taken by surprise.
So the Wings opened up their doors. Mi casa e su casa, I guess. The concession stands were even open. Next. Win or lose, these home games for the JV and varsity teams will be ones to remember. Will you have some Datsuki and magic tonight?
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, back here live, I found the Berkeley Bears student section, and they travel well and they have spunk. Can I see it? All right, here's the deal. Devin, Karen, they're actually down by 4 goals, but they say they can come back. It's only the second period, and we're having a great time here at the Joe.
Lots of time left, no doubt. But now we're not exactly sure about the playoffs for the team that usually plays at the Joe. What about Berkeley's chances?
Well, I have great news. There's no bubble here. Both the JV and the varsity teams are in the playoffs. The varsity starts next week. What do you think is going to happen?
A win.
Yeah, and he also said they're a third period team, so 4-0's nothing.
Well, there you go. Yeah, no worry at all. Down 4. Thanks, Jamie. Cool.
How fun is it for them?
Yeah, thrill.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
It's like the high school teams that get to play at Ford Field and football, on and on and on. Just really great. Well, the Tigers, of course, have made their way to Lakeland, and so has someone else.
Of course, our good friend Bernie Smilovitz enjoying the sun. Ooh, it's a little bright down there for you, Bernie, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, you are correct. Yes, Karen, it is just a little too bright. Look at that. It's unbelievable. It's gorgeous here. It's about 85 and sunny, and the Tigers are in town, and their spring training is rolling on, and we've got highlights of the boys as they worked out today, coming off a rather disappointing last season. They're ready to make the long run to October. JD Martinez says everyone is still bummed by the ending of last year.
Regrets? I regret getting hurt. I regret, not making it to the playoffs. That last game of the season all came down to that.
So there's JD Martinez. Health is a big issue here. That's what everyone is talking about here in camp.